Hey guys, Boris. Welcome to the crosses section for February 20th to February 24th, 2017. And like everything else, the low volatility environment is certainly making it difficult to pick out intelligent trades as we are in a kind of a very, very quiet back and forth non-directional movement across most of the pairs. But there are a few things I think on the cross side that really caught my eye, and certainly my most favorite cross right now, let's take a look at all these support resistance ideas that I have, is the pound yen. And simply because, you know, the pound looks negative, the yen looks strong, dollar yen looks negative, and that creates a very interesting, I think, short possibility in dollar yen. It certainly looks technically as it's ready to roll over with support coming up very close to here to 139 that could crash through. The other trade that's interesting is the weakness of the pound. Euro certainly has been weak, but the relative weakness of the pound suggests that we're still in an uptrend in this euro pound uptrend recovery with 86.50 very much a feasible target to the upside. And last but definitely not least is the failure of Aussie Kiwi here. Take out this 107 perhaps gives us a further potential here for a move to the downside, especially I don't know if low may be a bit dovish as he talks twice this week. So let's just take a look at the charts here and see what they're telling us. Let's take a look at first with my favorite cross of the week, the pound yen, simply because to me that's one of the cleaner technical trades around there. First of all, I mean you sort of on a longer term basis you have a multiple failure of highs, lower highs, suggesting definitely downside pressure. Yes, there is just this key support 38.50. That's still about 150 points away from here. But that support goes, it opens up the move all the way down to 135. It also, by the way, creates something which is very, very common that we like to do in all capital markets, but certainly the currency market as well, which is fill the gap. Remember, there was this downward gap, came back up, it got filled, and now we can try to fill it the other way around as well. So it'll be interesting to see if it comes back and revisits that spike low, what is it, 137 effectively? Yes, on a resumption of the original negative vibes that we had. I don't even know what this was about. I forget which gap down opening it was. Maybe it was some Brexit fears or whatever it was. It doesn't really matter. The point being is, technically, this looks quite negative, and I like it to the downside, because we have downward momentum and it looks like we could break that very, very key support as we go forward. Euro pound is sort of a derivative of this idea in a sense that it's all about pound weakness. And there's certainly less of a clear indication that euro pound is in a strong uptrend, but it definitely nevertheless still holds that the key recent swing lows at 84.50 and still has room towards the 86.50 as a potential move up. So that looks mildly biased to the upside, mildly positive to the upside, and kind of looks interesting. And then last but not least, as I was saying, the odd Kiwi is interesting simply because what we saw, especially on Friday, was perhaps a clear sign of failure. Now, this thing about this is that this is one of those kind of trades where you're either right or you're out. And what I mean by this is the stop here really does not have to be more than just 107, 107.65, really maybe less than 100 points away. And the reason why is because if the Aussie, I would even say that if the Aussie retakes the 107, I would even make it 107.25. If we take out the highs, that would be much more bullish. And therefore this whole failure would be a fake out. But right now, this is the operative high, and as long as that doesn't get taken out, the path of least resistance is the move down to the 106s. The move here seems to be a pressure to the downside as you get a profit taking in the odd Kiwi trade, and perhaps maybe a realignment back towards the Kiwi after all of the events of the last couple of weeks. So those are the most interesting crosses that I think are on the plate this week, with pound yen certainly my most favorite one as we start the week into what should be another relatively low volatility, uneventful week, at least from an economic point of view. Wish you guys the best of luck, the best of trading. Boris, over and out.